Have you ever really stopped to think about how much wearable tech has just sort of blended into our lives?
Yeah.
It feels almost invisible sometimes, but it's gone way beyond just counting steps, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Sleep tracking, heart rate, real-time feedback. It's everywhere, on our wrists, clipped on.
Right. And it just makes you wonder, how much bigger can this whole industry actually get?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today in this deep dive. We're looking into the global fitness tracker and smartwatch market, and we've got some great data from Cognitive Market Research, their report, Global Fitness Tracker Market, Growth Forecast to 2033. So our mission is to unpack these numbers, see where this is all heading over the next decade or so, and figure out what's really behind this massive expansion.
It's definitely a dynamic space, and the overall numbers, well, they're pretty astonishing, actually, just to set the stage for you.
Yeah.
Back in 2021, the global market generated just over $53 billion. dollars.
53 billion. Okay.
Now, hold on, because by 2025, that's forecast to jump to over $91 billion. dollars.
Wow, almost double. Almost. And the projection for 2033, get this, an incredible $271.675 billion.
271 billion. That's just staggering. So we're talking about a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of what, around 14.5% over that time?
Exactly, 14.572% to be precise. It signals really robust, sustained expansion.
That's not just strong, it's consistently powerful growth.
Hmm.
So as we go through these details, maybe think about what this kind of relentless growth means for you, personally or maybe professionally. Okay, let's unpack this then. Let's drill down into where all this growth is actually happening. We should start with the regional breakdowns, right? See who's leading now and maybe who's growing the fastest.
Sounds good. Let's kick things off with North America. It was definitely leading the pack back in 2021. Pulled in over $22 billion in revenue then.
Okay, $22 billion.
Big number.
Huge.
And it's projected to reach $109 billion by 2033. That's maintaining a strong CAGR, just over 14%. 14.134% specifically.
Right, so North America stays a real powerhouse.
Yeah.
But it's already a pretty mature market for tech, isn't it? What's driving that continued growth? Is it new features pulling people in or just everyone upgrading their old devices?
Well, it seems to be a mix of both, really. It is mature, but innovation keeps driving purchases. Think, advanced health monitoring, better battery life, smoother integration with phones and homes. So it's not just first-time buyers, it's also that existing tech-savvy base continually engaging and upgrading.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And within North America, the U.S. figures look pretty striking, too, going from about $18 billion up to over $87 billion by 2033, also around 14% growth.
That's right, 14.005% CAGR for the U.S. And Canada's making a big leap, too, from around $2.8 billion up to over $15 billion. That's actually a slightly higher CAGR, 14.792%.
Interesting.
And Mexico's also showing strong growth, projected to hit nearly $7 billion by 2033.
Okay, so North America is strong and steady. What about across the pond? Let's talk Europe.
Right, let's shift to Europe. Also a very impressive climb happening there. The projection sees it going from almost $11.6 billion in 2021 to nearly $56 billion by 2033.
56 billion, okay.
And the CAGR is very similar to North America, around 14.094%. So really strong growth there, too.
Clearly, wearables are finding a huge audience over there as well. Are the drivers pretty much the same as North America? Or do different countries have different sort of reasons for buying?
Broadly similar trends, but yeah, there are some nuances. Germany, for example, shows really robust growth, projected to hit over $11.5 billion by 2033.
Right.
That's a CAGR of 14.88%, likely driven by, a strong focus on personal health, high disposable income. The UK is also expanding significantly, set to reach almost $8.8 billion with a 14.436% CAGR. And then you have substantial contributions from places like France, Italy, Spain. They're all showing strong double-digit growth. France projected around $7.5 billion, Italy $5.5 billion, Spain just over $4 billion.
All growing fast.
All growing fast. Even Russia, while its EAGR is a little lower, around 12.8%, it's still projected to reach over $3.3 billion. And Sweden's looking at about $3.1 billion, too.
So yeah, whether it's health focus in Germany or maybe more fashion tech in Italy, the appeal is just... it's really broad across the continent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for where the market is really, really taking off, we need to look at the Asia-Pacific region.
Yep.
This is tagged as the high-growth region. It's actually the fastest-growing major region globally. We're talking a TGR of over 15.5%.
15.5%.
Yeah. The revenue forecast,
Yeah.
skyrocketing from $13 billion in 2021 to nearly $74 billion by 2033.
74 billion. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting, right? Especially India. The numbers for India seem huge. It jumped from just over $2 billion to like $12.7 billion by 2033. That's, what is that, a 16.4% CAGR?
Annually. It is 16.409%. It's an incredible leap, truly massive growth.
What's going on there? What dynamics are pushing that kind of explosive growth? Way higher than North America even.
It's a combination of really powerful factors in India. You've got a rapidly growing middle class, lots of tech-savvy young people, increasing disposable income, making these things more affordable.
Right.
And also a real rising awareness around preventative health, particularly, after the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, we're seeing more local manufacturers jumping in, offering budget-friendly options. That just broadens the market massively.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Affordability plus that health focus.
Okay.
And China's numbers are also pretty huge.
Very impressive. China's expected to grow from about $3.6 billion to nearly $21 billion. Also, explosive growth, an AGR of 15.8%.
Wow.
And Japan is substantial, too, growing from $2.1 billion to about $11.5 billion. That's a 14.87% CAGR. South Korea and Australia are also big contributors to that regional surge.
And Southeast Asia as a whole, you mentioned that area is booming too.
Yes, Southeast Asia overall has a projected KGR of 16.135%, reaching about $6.7 billion. Singapore specifically is very strong, over 16% CAGR as well, hitting maybe $1.8 billion. It's just rapid growth across that whole Asia-Pacific area.
Incredible momentum there. Okay, what about other regions? South America.
South America is also showing very strong growth. It's projected to increase from around $2.7 billion back in 2021 to over $14.4 billion by 2033.
Okay.
The KGR there is nearly 15%, 14.96%, so right up there.
And who's leading the way in South America? Brazil, I imagine.
Brazil's the largest contributor, yeah. Forecast to grow more than fivefold, from about $1 billion to over $5.6 billion. That's a 14.8% CAGR.
Okay.
And Argentina also shows really strong performance, growing from under $500 million to over $2.7 billion. Actually, its CAGR is even higher, 15.5%. Reinforces that broad adoption across the continent.
Good numbers. All right, two more regions to cover. Middle East and Africa. How are they looking?
The Middle East demonstrates significant expansion, too, growing from just over $2.1 billion to almost $11.2 billion by 2033. Again, a very robust TGR, almost 15%, 14.825%.
And Saudi Arabia is leading there, so the number was quite high.
Yes, Saudi Arabia plays a leading role, forecast to see its market multiply over 5 times, from about $0.6 billion to over $3.1 billion. That's a 14.9% CAGR.
It's strong.
And you see similar significant growth in other key markets like the UAE and Turkey, both well within that 14-15% annual growth range.
Okay. And finally, Africa. Often starts from a lower base, but is the growth significant?
It is. Africa shows continued expansion. The market there is projected to grow from around $1.3 billion in 2021 to nearly $7 billion by 2033.
$7 billion.
Yeah. The CGR is slightly lower than some other regions, just under 14% at 13.95%, but still very solid growth.
And key markets within Africa, like Nigeria or South Africa.
Exactly. They really reinforce that upward trend. Nigeria is projected to grow from about $170 million to over $930 million. That's a 14.26% CAGR. And South Africa, a larger market, is expected to go from about $555 million to over $3 billion. Its CAGR is strong, too. 14.56%.
So yeah, seeing both those grow like that really underlines the potential across the continent. It's it's clearly a truly global phenomenon, this growth.
So wrapping this up, what does all this actually mean for you listening in? I mean, the overwhelming trend we've seen across every single region is just continuous, robust, often accelerating growth, fitness trackers, smartwatches. It's not just a fad, is it?
Not at all. It feels like a fundamental shift. Pervasive adoption with really profound implications. These devices, they aren't just measuring things anymore, are they? They're actively shaping how we understand our health, how we interact with our own data, maybe even our daily habits.
Such a great point.
And the kind of continuous growth we've just talked about suggests, well, an even deeper integration into our lives, moving beyond just fitness maybe, into something more central.
It really does raise big questions about how we'll adapt, how society adapts to this constant connectivity and data stream about ourselves.
Absolutely. So given these incredible projections we've just run through, looking out over the next decade, what kind of new health insights or maybe new tech capabilities do you think these devices might unlock? And maybe the bigger question is, how might they fundamentally change our relationship, with our own well-being and maybe even the world around us? Something to think about until next time. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to plunge into a stack of sources and really pull out the key insights for you.
That is right.
Today, we're strapping in, so to speak, for a look at the global fitness trackers and watches market.
It's a huge topic.
It really is. What started out, kind of niche for athletes, it's fast becoming just a vital part of everyday life for millions. So our mission today, let's unpack this. Look at the core dynamics. What's driving adoption? Maybe some roadblocks, too.
Definitely need to cover those.
And, of course, the exciting future trends. Hopefully, you'll walk away with a shortcut to being, well, pretty well informed on this tech. Maybe a few aha moments, too.
Yeah, and I think the goal is to help you understand not just what's happening with these gadgets, but, why it actually matters. What are the implications for your health, for tech in general? It's really where data meets daily life.
Data meets daily life.
Yeah.
I like that. So where did this whole thing really start to accelerate? It wasn't just the tech, was it? It feels like a shift in thinking, too.
That's a great place to start.
So what are the big drivers pushing this market?
Well, one of the most fundamental drivers is definitely that increasing health and wellness awareness.
Okay.
People are just, well, far more conscious now about staying active, maintaining good health.
We hear that a lot.
Yeah, and the real shift isn't just like wanting to be healthy. It's about these devices making preventive health care more democratic, more accessible.
How so?
They empower you, right? By turning these sort of abstract health goals into something you see every day. Actionable feedback.
Like seeing your steps or...
Exactly. Steps, calories burned, heart rate, sleep quality, all those essential metrics. It gives you insights to manage your health more proactively.
That makes a lot of sense. We're all trying to be more proactive these days. But it's not just mindset, is it?
No, not at all.
A huge part of this momentum, I imagine, comes from the tech itself just getting better and better.
Absolutely. That's the second big driver. The sheer advancement in wearable tech and its features, it's massive.
So what kind of advancements are we talking about?
Well, modern devices, they now have these really cutting-edge functions, things like ECG monitoring.
That's the electrocardiogram, right? For heart rhythm.
Precisely. It gives you a detailed look at your heart's electrical activity. And blood oxygen tracking, SPO, WIRO levels,
Okay.
plus GPS navigation, even things like menstrual cycle prediction.
Wow.
And it's not just the features. The sensor technology is better. The interfaces are more user-friendly. They integrate seamlessly with your smartphone.
Right.
It's really not just about tracking steps anymore. It's like having this mini health dashboard right there on your wrist.
A mini health dashboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, I remember when my watch just, well, told the time.
Different world.
Now if it doesn't give me a sleep report, I feel like I've missed something crucial. It shows how fast expectations have changed.
It really does.
And speaking of evolution, what's really fascinating is how the user base is changing. It's not just fitness buffs anymore, is it?
No, and this is a really key point. A new and rapidly growing user segment, older adults, and also patients managing chronic conditions.
Okay, that's interesting. How are they using them?
We're seeing wearables adopted more and more for things like remote patient monitoring, elderly care, even emergency alerts.
Ah, like fall detection.
Exactly. Features like continuous heart rate monitoring, fall detection, real-time alerts that can go straight to caregivers or family members.
That must provide huge peace of mind.
It does. And it expands the market's reach way beyond just, active gym goers. It makes wearable tech a genuinely crucial player in modern medical ecosystems, helping people stay independent and safe.
Okay, so this market sounds like it's just rocketing forward, almost unstoppable.
There's huge momentum.
But, no technology, no matter how amazing, gets a completely smooth ride. There have to be challenges.
Absolutely.
So what are some of those bumps in the road, the things holding back growth, maybe?
Well, one of the really big ones, and you hear this a lot, is data privacy and security concerns.
Right, that makes sense.
I mean, these devices, they gather incredibly sensitive health data, location information too.
Yeah.
And that naturally brings up serious questions. How is that data stored? Who sees it? How protected is it? The risk of, data breaches or unauthorized sharing, weak cybersecurity that can really erode consumer trust.
Especially in certain regions, I imagine.
Exactly, particularly in countries with stricter regulations where people are very aware of their digital rights.
Okay, privacy is a big one. What else? You mentioned cost earlier. Does that play a big role, that hesitation to invest?
It absolutely does. That brings us right to another challenge. The short product lifespan combined with pretty high costs.
The tech moves so fast.
Right. Innovation is exciting, but it means devices can feel outdated really quickly.
So you buy the latest watch and 6 months later.
Exactly. There's a newer, shinier, more advanced model.
Yeah.
And that makes consumers hesitate, understandably, to invest heavily.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that effect is even stronger in, say, price-sensitive regions. High costs are just a straight-up barrier to adoption there, especially for lower-income groups who might actually benefit a lot from the health insights.
Okay, cost and obsolescence. Now, whenever we talk about health tech, especially something monitoring vitals, the big question always comes up, how accurate is it, really?
You've hit on a really critical point, and frankly, a frustrating one for many users. Accuracy issues are a restraint.
So they're not always reliable.
Well, despite all the advancements, some wearables, they still struggle with measurement reliability, especially in, let's say, complex or nuanced situations.
Like what, for example?
Think about heart rate readings during really intense exercise. Sometimes they lag or spike erratically, or calorie burn estimates that seem way off.
Or sleep tracking? I hear people question that one a lot.
Sleep stage tracking, yeah. That can be inconsistent, too.
Right.
And these kinds of discrepancies, they don't just frustrate users.
Right.
They can actually limit how useful these devices are in more serious contexts, like medical monitoring or high-performance sports where you need precision. A small error there could have real consequences.
Right, that makes sense. So, okay, we've looked at the accelerators, things pushing it forward, and the roadblocks, the restraints. Let's shift our focus now. Look towards the horizon. What are the really exciting trends? What's shaping the future of this market? Where's it all heading?
Okay, future trends. First off, we're seeing this really profound increase in integration with the broader healthcare ecosystem.
What does that mean exactly? Integration.
It means wearables are moving beyond just being standalone gadgets. They're now being synced up with things like electronic health records, EHRs.
So your doctor could potentially see the data.
Exactly, or connecting with telemedicine platforms. Imagine having a virtual consult where your doctor can review your personalized data from your watch. And linking into chronic disease management systems, too. This whole shift enables things like remote diagnostics, real-time health surveillance, and it's creating completely new business models, manufacturers working directly with healthcare providers. It's making care more connected, more proactive.
That feels like a massive step, making healthcare potentially more personal, more accessible.
Really is.
But it's not just about the serious medical function anymore, is it? We're seeing something else emerge.
Yeah.
Almost unexpected. Fashion.
That's right. The fashion element is really gaining ground, and it's actually changing how people perceive these devices.
Also.
Well, today's devices aren't just functional. They're becoming genuinely fashion-forward, highly customizable.
Like different straps and colors.
Exactly. Sleek, stylish designs, interchangeable bands, loads of color options. We're even seeing like high-profile designer collaborations.
Interesting.
And what that does effectively is it turns a fitness tracker into a fashion accessory. That appeals massively to lifestyle-conscious consumers, people who want the tech and the look.
So it's about personal style as much as personal data.
Pretty much. It broadens the appeal significantly.
Smart move. And speaking of smart, how are these devices getting, well, smarter? Moving beyond just collecting raw data.
This might be one of the most transformative trends, actually. The incorporation of AI, artificial intelligence, and predictive health analytics.
Okay, AI. How does that change things?
Well, AI allows these trackers to go beyond just showing you the numbers. They can offer truly personalized health insights.
Like interpreting the data for you.
Yes, and more. They can start to forecast potential health risks based on patterns in your data and deliver tailored recommendations for your behavior.
Oh, so it could tell you, hey, based on your sleep patterns, you might be at risk for X.
Potentially, yes. Or suggest specific actions to improve your metrics. This capability transforms them from basic fitness devices into something more like holistic wellness companions.
Holistic wellness companions.
Yeah. They don't just report what happened. They help you understand why it happened and guide you on what to do next. That really enhances user engagement.
I can see that.
And it just opens up entirely new doors in preventive health tech. It's really exciting stuff.
It sounds it.
So just to kind of wrap up this deep dive, what we're seeing is the global fitness tracker and watch market being, well, profoundly reshaped by these dynamic tech advances, by changing consumer expectations, and this ever-expanding user-based wellness folks, medical patients, everyone in between.
Right.
And despite those bumps in the road, we talked about privacy, cost, accuracy, the market is clearly racing ahead. Innovation, versatility, and yeah, even style are right at its core.
So let's bring it back to the listener. What does
Sure.
all this mean for you?
Good question.
Maybe consider this. As these devices become more and more integrated into healthcare, maybe even part of your personal style,
Mm.
how might your own relationship with your health data, with wearable tech, evolve?
Yeah.
What's that balance going to look like for you in the coming years between function, style, data privacy, as these things potentially become, just a ubiquitous part of daily life? Someone to think about?